So Kevin Durant is a player I grew up watching throughout the 2010s when he was with the Thunder and the Warriors. I have to say it's been quite bitter, to say the least. He hasn't been able to sniff another championship since 2018 with the Warriors, and I think that's due to a lack of defense that surrounded him when he was with the Nets and Suns. And his presence on social media hasn't really made it any better either. Not too long ago, he asked, "What haven't I done to be in the GOAT debate?" as well as getting to a small beef with someone who was a comedian and another guy who was a basketball YouTuber, Legend of Winning, aka Low. All to that later. So while he's doing what he's doing on the court, he hasn't been widely respected as he once was. So today we'll be going over Kevin Durant's early life and NBA career. Kevin Wayne Durant was born in Washington, D.C. on September 29th, 1988. He was raised by his mother, Wanda, and grandmother, Barbara Davis, after his father had left when he was just a baby. As he got older, he grew unusually tall, which caused a little bit of teasing, but his height was to his advantage for his basketball career. Around the age of 11, he started playing basketball more seriously with the PG Jaguars in the AAU, winning multiple national championships while playing alongside future NBA players such as Michael Beasley and Ty Lawson. And the number 35 actually has a tragic backstory. It was in honor of his AAU coach, Charles Craig, who was unfortunately murdered in 2005 at the age of 35 years old. It was from an altercation outside of a bar, and he was shot 4 times and killed. He was Durant's first basketball coach, mentoring him at the Seat Pleasant Recreational Center in Maryland. Durant has stated that he was a father figure to him and a positive influence on his life. Put a link in the description into this, please go check it out. His time in high school would be spent at the National Christian Academy for 2 years, Oak Hill Academy for 1 year, and then Montrose Christian for his senior year. During these years, he would grow even taller, from 6'2" to 6'9" by his senior year. He would go on to win the Washington Post All-Met Player of the Year, McDonald's All-American Co-MVP, and the Parade USA Today First Team All-American. For college, he decided to choose Texas A&M over juggernauts such as Duke and Kentucky, stating that he wanted to set his own path. He would only play college for 1 year, averaging 25.8 points per game and 11 rebounds a game, so his scoring principle was already set in stone. After his freshman year, he declared for the 2007 draft and was selected second overall by the Seattle Supersonics. And yes, that was a team back then. Kevin Durant quickly became a rising star in OKC, soon becoming the cornerstone of the franchise. His demeanor was quiet, modest, and had a community-oriented actions such as relief donations, and that cemented him as the quiet, confident, kind, but deadly. In 2012, the Thunder would get a finals appearance against the Miami Heat. While they would unfortunately lose the series in 5 games, they were able to steal game 1, and game 2 had them in a close game, but they would lose, and so on and so forth. He had a good 6-man in James Harden and a good running mate with Russell Westbrook. Later in 2014, he would win the MVP over LeBron James. My God, that is very impressive. And who could forget the iconic MVP of him thanking his mother for all of the sacrifice and support she gave him during his childhood and saying that you're the real MVP. So inspirational. In 2016, the Thunder would make the playoffs and get to the conference finals, and while it did look like everything was looking up after being up 3-1, everything would soon fall apart for them in the playoffs in that offseason. They would blow this 3-1 lead and lose to the Warriors. Kevin Durant would score 40 points in game 5, but it took him 31 attempts on around 12 shots made. Please correct me if I'm wrong there. Game 6, he was 10 for 31, scoring 29. And game 7, it's quite forgettable to me. God damn it. Just when everything was going good. And the offseason was a bitter one, as to say the least, as Kevin Durant was signed with the Warriors, and the fans were pissed. Media members in the NBA community spoke on how it was like the weakest move in NBA history. Personally, I hated Kevin Durant's decision, as of course, like I said, many people did, and the fact that he went to a team that beat him that same year in the playoffs. But over time, I grew to actually get over it, as I see it as more like he took matters into his own hands in order to win, which is nothing new, especially by that point. I mean, LeBron James did it once upon a time. The next season, when the Warriors played the Thunder, Durant was met with a lot of boos from the crowd of fans, and he would go on to win back-to-back championships with 2 Finals MVPs, go on the trajectory of 3-peat. But in the 2019 finals, he would go down with the Achilles rupture in game 5, along with Klay Thompson's ACL tear in game 6, which would result in the Warriors losing to the Raptors. Durant would sign with the Nets in the next season, but wouldn't play due to his injury. But he would later play alongside Kyrie Irving and James Harden, which led to some questions being asked. How would 3 players who always need the ball in their hands work? While Durant's on-court performance was great, his leadership skills were still being questioned, as it was a mixed bag by the media and NBA community. In 2021, the Nets had one hell of a series against the Bucks in 7 games, which also went to overtime. And I'll be honest, that overtime was kind of forgettable, to say the least. I mean, Durant I don't think Durant or Giannis really did much in that overtime. And the overtime wasn't that memorable either, other than the fact that the Bucks came out with the win. The series as a whole, that whole series was definitely like a classic for sure. Jesus Christ. I mean, Kyrie Irving was making wild conspiracy theories. James Harden was playing on one leg. All three of them didn't really play together for that many games, and when they were, it did seem like it was going to work. It was mostly just due to injuries. Durant would then sign with the Suns in 2023. How do I put this? This is when I started to become more critical of Durant because of his lack of playoff success. And around this time, this is when Durant really started to go into he was no longer on a burner. He was responding to everybody. And he would actually get into a beef with a comedian by the name of Ryan Davis that started from a tweet from Durant saying that offense wins you championships, which caught fire because, you know, it's Twitter. I can't be bothered to explain what bro said, so I'll just put a link in the description for the video. He would later have a beef with the basketball YouTuber Legend of Winning, aka Low, and it was from Low expressing how much Durant was actually getting locked up by Aaron Gordon in the playoffs, and Durant's response, if I'm being honest, was just sounded bitter. Durant saying that, oh, he's just jealous. I mean, he's never played the game before, which honestly is such a fucking egotistical thing to say as a basketball player. I mean, it makes sense because you have been putting our experience in this field. And Durant actually went on Twitter. He went into the Twitter space with Low, and what he had to say about Wake fans, the way that fans consume the game, is trash. I actually do agree with him personally, as I do think it's like whack. It's not consistent. It's all narrative based. I mean, he also mentioned that these lists don't mean anything to him, and it should be as simple as, are you good or not? Do I even need to mention what he would say in the next couple of months? I mean, he would ask the question, what haven't I done to be in the GOAT conversation? I'm gonna say it's off script. Literally, I'm literally reading the script right here. The better question would be is, what have you done? I won't get into it, but that would be like the better question. And honestly, he really just set himself up with that one. As of late, Durant has signed to the Rockets for Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, and a couple of draft picks. I mean, the trade is fine. I'm not really expecting much from Durant at this point in his career, as his legacy is already cemented as one of the greatest players to ever play the game of basketball. Yeah, that's the video on Kevin Durant's early life and career. Please let me know if I got anything wrong, I missed things. Please let me know in the comments. I would love to have a conversation about this. And yeah, follow my Instagram, TikTok, and I'm gonna see y'all later. Thanks for watching.